wash away the worries like a winding tide. Yesterday left far behind your sweet scent.
됐어? 응.
This stop is Ion Station, Subway Line 2.
좀 예쁘다 둥그런 거. 이렇게 디테일 다르니까 예쁘네. 돈 냄새가 나.
지하가 진짜